Let's hit the field.
It is Monday, June 16th, and the Yankees were taking on the Angels, and Giancarlo Stanton was back in the lineup. Clarke, Schmidt back on the mound, and the Yankees trying to snap a 3-game losing streak. My recap and your reactions coming up next. This is Pinstripe Territory.
Just wanted to talk, that's all.
How's it going, everybody? Obviously, the Yankees offense not looking too good right now. Not looking too good at all. Another 1-0 loss, this time 11 innings. And a lot of problems tonight. Now, they did get Giancarlo Stanton back tonight. And there was some other news. Garrett Cole, well-known wine connoisseur, collector of rare bottles of wine. I wonder what rare bottle of wine he broke out yesterday when word came down that Rafael Devers was getting traded to the National League West. He got dealt after the Red Sox swept the Yankees to the Giants. By now, I'm sure you've heard. And, I mean, that was the kind of news that just blows your mind. It was always a possibility that it was going to happen because he's had kind of a falling out there. But, one, I wish they had traded him before this weekend. And two, I mean, he's out of the division now. So that helps the Yankees. I think the Red Sox got worse. Unfortunately, the Yankees' problems did not get any better. We did get Giancarlo Stanton back tonight. He hit the ball well. He swung the bat as we would expect. So before we get to the recap, I know a lot of people just kind of want to tune in and find out how Big G looked. So just real quick, he went 2 for 4 with a double. He hit the ball hard 3 times. He struck out silly swinging on a pitch about a foot outside on a slider in one at-bat. First at-bat, he ripped one right at the third baseman. On the first pitch he saw, got thrown out by plenty, but he hit it hard. Second at-bat was really good at-bat. He worked a full count. He fouled off some tough pitches, ended up ripping a line drive single. Third at-bat, not as pretty. Struck out way outside. And then fourth at-bat, huge leadoff double, bullet into the corner in the 9th inning. I was envisioning a walk-off there. If he had a walk-off home run there, the Yankees might have won 5 in a row because that would have been a humongous energy boost. But instead, they blew it. He was using the torpedo bat. We'll see what that translates into for him in terms of contact quality. The contact quality was good tonight. From an eye test perspective, he looked like Giancarlo Stanton. So what does that mean? What is Giancarlo Stanton actually going to mean for this offense? Right now, it didn't seem to mean a whole lot. I mean, he was pretty much the only guy who hit the ball hard tonight. Bellinger hit it hard a couple of times, but the wind knocked it down, or the rain. We've seen the playoff monster that Giancarlo Stanton can be. Looks like he was built in the lab to destroy baseballs, but let's be honest, his regular season in recent years has not matched up with his playoff production. Still, even on the days where he doesn't rake, he's dangerous, and pitchers know that. And he can break open innings because he's a tough guy for pitchers to face when they're tired, but there's also going to be some issues on the bases. Like he doesn't run well anymore. He's going to clog the bases. But more than anything, I feel like he does lengthen the lineup a little bit. He gives a little bit of presence to the lineup. But, the offense has been dead. Rice has cooled off. Trent Grisham has stopped hitting. We're not getting a whole lot out of anybody else right now. Volpe, another 0 for 4 tonight. Wells 0 for 4. He, was hot for a minute. He's cooled off. DJ 0 for 3. Just a tough night for the Yankees offense. But Stanton looks good. He's going to win us some games. He's also going to look ridiculously bad on some strikeouts like he did tonight. He's going to hit some really hard line drives and some majestic, magnificent home runs. But overall, his WAR is still going to be pretty low. So the rest of the Yankees lineup needs to pick him up. And unfortunately, tonight they did not do that.
All right, let's go. Let's get it going.
So, Angels obviously won this one 1-0. I thought the story of this game up until, losing in another shutout was how great Clarke Schmidt looked tonight. And I'll spotlight him in a few minutes. Judge hit the ball hard in each of his first 2 at-bats. He had a base hit, then he hit one hard to center field. He also made a fantastic running catch in the top of the 5th inning. Some good and some bad from Judge in right field tonight. I'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. Stanton, as I mentioned, hit the ball hard a couple of times. Jazz had 3 hits tonight, one of the few offensive upsides. His OPS creeping back up towards 800. I was surprised that they sent Schmidt back out there for the 8th, even though he was only at 87 pitches. But to his credit, he got 2 quick outs, and then he gave the triple up to Aaron Judge, or on a ball that Aaron Judge dove for that I don't think he should have dove for. I think you got to play that on a hop right there. I get it, trying to make a phenomenal catch, keep the energy high, but gets by its extra bases, and in a close game like that, I mean, it could have meant the game early. But thankfully, Cruz came in and was able to pitch out of it. Devin Williams, I thought, threw the ball well tonight. I thought he looked okay. I mean, he gave up a couple of hits, but I thought the airbender was moving quite well. Stanton obviously led off the 9th inning with a base hit, or a double. They pinch ran him with Dominguez. He made out on the bases at third. Volpe hit the ball directly to third base, and he was waiting there to tag Dominguez. They arrived at the same time. It was a very weird play. Volpe ended up stealing second, basically traded places with Dominguez, but he got stranded. Loaizaga, I thought, threw the ball great in the 10th. Yankees had a chance to walk it off in the 10th, but could not move the runner over. DJ couldn't get the bunt down. And then Angels also couldn't get the bunt down in the top of the 11th. Great play by J.C. Escara to catch a pop-up bunt. And catchers will tell you that that's a really tough play. Like, if they're used to catching pop-ups, but when they don't go very high, you got to find it really quickly and get rid of the mass quickly and get over to it quickly and make the play. And he did a nice job. I've been impressed with Escara this year. I mean, he's a solid backup catcher. He does the job defensively. He'll get the big hit once in a while. Shanuel ended up doubling to give the Angels the lead, and the Yankees could not get it done. Volpe came up to hit with the bases loaded against the final reliever, Hunter Strickland. Swung at the first pitch, a really poor swing, really poor at bat, and the Yankees dropped this one 1-0. Not the best approach, as we're seeing in the chat on Volpe's at bat. Samantha says, "Can we get a real hitting coach? I wouldn't let this guy wash my car." You know, it's funny. I mean, the Yankees have had, 3 or 4 games this year where they've hit 7, 8 home runs. They had 9 home runs that one game. They've had 5 runs in an inning a bunch of times this year, more than last year. They've actually been scoring runs a lot this year. They're just not playing well right now. I think for whatever reason, they have hit the wall physically. And it seemed to happen after that last series loss to the Red Sox. So even in it was KC. They won the first 2 games, and then in Game 3 they looked like trash, and they still won 1-0. But they had no energy. They won. I mean, on a late hit by Goldschmidt and Pablo Reyes. Remember, he was running home. He fell down. They somehow won by the skin of their teeth. And then Boston, they just played like crap. Their offense was completely silent. And now again, tonight, just completely silent offense. We got a bunch of super chats coming through. Brian Bashman says, Volpe never fails to fail. And then NP51 says, Volpe to Jersey Mike's Wells to make breakfast burritos at Dunkin' Donuts. And then the 610 Stig says, Jazz swinging away in the 9th is unforgivable. Didn't he get a base hit? Maybe not in the 9th. No, I think you're right. Brian Bashman says Yankees pitching last 4 games, 2 runs, 4 runs, 2 runs, and 1 run, and they're 0-4. I mean, that's just tough luck, man. I mean, they have pitched their asses off. Theo Harris says if Boone and Cashman aren't out of jobs after this week, they need to rebuild. They're not going to fire them. They're in first place, guys. This is not the NFL. This is not hockey. This is not any sport where you just. It's a marathon. You play 162 games. There are stretches where you stink. Last year, we went under 500 in July and made the World Series. I keep saying this. Learn to watch a baseball season. There are stretches like this. We said it early on when the Yankees had a big win streak. I said there are going to be times this year when we lose 4 or 5 in a row, where we lose 8 out of 10, where we look like utter crap. You got to remember the good times, because it's not always going to be this good. It's not always going to be that bad, right? Right now, it stinks. It stinks, but we're going to get through it. Clarke Schmidt, encouraging tonight. Phenomenal outing. Gave up 2 hits in the first inning, but pitched out of it. He went into cruise control mode after that. He only allowed 2 hits from that point on. 4 hits total in 7 2/3 innings. No runs, no walks, 3 strikeouts, not a single ounce of run support. Schmidt did something tonight that he almost never does, and that is He got deep into a baseball game, really deep. He got into the 8th inning and only threw 97 pitches. He was just executing so well. Efficiency, command, rhythm, all the boring grown-up stuff that pitchers will say get you through 7+ scoreless innings. He mixed and matched. The cutter was good. The curveball was good. Didn't try and overpower guys. Wasn't trying to get strikeouts. He was pitching to contact, and he did really well. He deserved better tonight. Infamous Entertainment says, I don't want to hear excuses tonight. Can't even win at home with runners in scoring position. Hey, no excuses. They played like ass. Their hitting has been abysmal. And it's not an excuse to say that it won't always be like this. They will get better. This is not the permanent state of the team. They'll be fine. They'll be 100% fine. I guarantee it. JT Brubaker nearing a return. Not that he's the savior. He's an interesting guy to me. I mean, the Yankees traded for him in March of 2024, maybe February, but he has not made his debut with the Yankees yet. He finally has a locker in the clubhouse. Looks like he's on the verge of getting activated. He had Tommy John surgery, and then he got hit by a comebacker this year. He's been building up as a starter. I think they're going to use him as a long reliever, but I find him very interesting. He was drafted by the Pirates. He made his major league debut in 2020. He accumulated a record of 9-28 with a 4.99 ERA, more strikeouts than innings pitched, 324 Ks and 315 innings pitched, and a 1.38 WHIP. Now, the strikeout numbers look good. All the other numbers look horrible. They look horrible, right? But the Yankees have kept him around despite all these injuries. They took a chance on him when he had an injury. You know, he was a sinker baller, 44% ground ball rate. And I always pay attention when the Yankees get somebody who has like one or two outlier statistics, because that means that Matt Blake can usually do something to turn him around. So he's one of these guys that, you know, like Ian Hamilton for a bit or like Jake Cousins last year, I think Matt Blake might be able to work his wizardry and turn him into a good pitcher. Speaking of Jake Cousins, he is going to go under the knife. He threw the ball phenomenally well last year. 2.37 ERA, pretty incredible. 53 strikeouts in 38 innings, but he's also had a ton of injuries. So he's going to miss the rest of the year. You know that Brian Cashman was looking at him as kind of like a trade piece, right? When guys are coming back via injury, he always says, well, it's like doing a trade. We're getting this guy off the IL. Well, you know he was thinking that way, and now he's going to have to go out and make a real trade because we're going to need pitching, especially in that bullpen. We're also going to need to figure out a way to get some offense going tonight. But, guys, let's take a step back from the ledge. I know that misery loves company, and I know a lot of people are pissed off, but ranting and raving isn't going to fix it. The Yankees got to climb out of this. They're still in good shape, 2.5 up on the Rays. I'm not convinced the Rays are a playoff team. You know, Red Sox just traded their best player. The Blue Jays been about 500 for, you know, how many years now? And they got a -12 run differential. Yanks are going to be fine, right? They're going through a funk. They'll figure it out. Quick word from our sponsor tonight, PXG, and then back with your comments.
It is summertime. We are in the thick of golf season. It's always golf season down in Florida, but we're in the thick of golf season across the country, and someone's looking to get a new club. That logo should say it all. PXG. What do they do?
Go get fitted.
Mm-hmm.
Go get fitted by one of their master fitters, professional fitters. I've done it. It's helped shave many strokes off my handicap. It is worth it. It's educational. You learn about not only clubs, you learn about shafts, you learn about grips, you learn about angles. They have all the numbers, all the setups that you need to help improve your handicap.
You feel like a VIP when you're there.
100%. They even help my putting, which needed help.
Mm-hmm. There. They help your putting there.
There.
That's how cool it is. So schedule your fitting today, and for a limited time, you could save up to 20% on your entire order. Head over to pxg.com/foul. That's pxg.com/foul to save up to 20% on your entire order. pxg.com/FOUL. Restrictions apply. See site for details.
That ball is high. It is far.
All right, we got some comments here. Matthew Arico says Ray's been hitting way better than us and have better hitters. Do they have the pitching, though? I think the Yankees have better pitching, honestly. And ultimately, that's kind of what it comes down to. Brian says, still no leadoff hitter on this team. Yeah, that is something that bothers me. 100%. I agree with you. Got to do something there. Teef says, stop parenting me, Derek. I'll be mad if I want. Hey, I'm just trying to walk people back from the ledge, right? And I don't want people flipping out and spending their life angry all summer. You know, it's baseball. You have good periods, you have bad periods. Obviously, 4 straight losses will drive us nuts. As a fan who does this every day and is invested in this as much as anybody, obviously I feel it too, and I'm pissed, and I want the Yankees to hit, and I'm incredibly bored, and you watch these games and you devote 2+ hours, 3 hours sometimes, and they don't score, and it's like, oh, what could I have done? Could I have, written some of the next great novel, or what can you have done in this time that you spent watching the Yankees do absolutely dick? But I still feel good about this team as a whole. We got a lot of guys slumping at the right time, or at the wrong time, and at the same time, right? They were hot together, now they're cold together. We saw those first couple of games in KC, they look great. Now they're all kind of hitting the skids at the same time. But Brian Bashman says, don't worry, we have a trade in the works for Ryan Burek. I don't know who that is. Anyway, got a comment here. Bonnie has no rings. People have had enough of Boone. 8th year of his stupid SHIT. Look, he's not going anywhere. Get over it. He's not going anywhere. They're not going to he's Brian Cashman's best friend. They're not going to get rid of him. Peter says, my exact feelings, just wasted my entire night. It's almost like I've watched baseball before. Yeah, it looks bad, right? Look, it's depressing. It's tough to watch a team when they're struggling this badly. But at the end of the day, they're going to come out of it. And there will be a big moment that turns it around. Maybe it'll be Stanton. Maybe it'll be Judge. Right now is when you need contributions from the whole lineup. You need, manufacture some runs. Tonight, I thought Volpe took the exact wrong approach in that last at bat. To me, you got to make the pitcher throw a strike there. You got to put the pressure on him. And he just went and hacked a terrible pitch and ended the game. And you could tell he was dejected walking off the field. So, anyway, hopefully this doesn't turn into another June swoon. We warned about it the other day. But as Aaron Boone would say, it's right there in front of us. Guys, check out NYYDesigns.shop. I'll just go ahead and pull up the website real quick. We got a lot of new people over the last several months here. Hey, and look, I got my screen share working. So if you go to NYYDesigns.shop, you can see all the different stuff that we have: hoodies, T-shirts, hats. I love the coffee mugs. The coffee mugs are quite popular. And tonight, because Clarke Schmidt pitched so well, seemed like a good night to highlight this Schmidt Happens mug, which is available in 11 ounces, 15 ounces, and 20 ounces. We've also got it on T-shirts. We've got it on some hoodies and things like that. So check it out. Make it a part of your daily wardrobe. And ladies and gentlemen, I will see ya when I see ya. And I just made my video too big on the screen. And I'll fix that and lock it into place. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'll catch you next time. If you made it this far, do us a favor, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and join our community. You can also be a part of the show by calling in at 718-899-1068. Also, part of the way that we maintain and fund all of this is through NYYDesigns.shop. Check it out now. Get all sorts of fun Yankees merch, hats, hoodies, zip-ups, beanies, mugs, you name it. We've got it. Check it out, NYYDesigns.shop. And check out Pinstripe Territory on all your favorite podcast platforms. We are the official Yankees podcast of the Foul Territory Network. We're here for post-game shows after every single game, and we're here before a lot of games to talk about the game, preview the lineup, the pitching matchups, and things like that. And we're here all off-season to talk about the latest in Yankees rumors, news, etc. Join our community. We'll see you next time.